This time we're gonna be turning these dirty, disgusting floors into beautiful polished concrete floors. And this is one of the parts of this renovation process I've been super excited about because I've done a lot of concrete work in the past, but I've never done concrete floors. So we're lucky enough that a viewer of the channel, Andy Axtell, who has a polished concrete floor business, offered to come help me out, walk me through the whole process. I'm super excited to learn how it's done and share that all with you. And one of the challenges I know we're gonna face here is this front section of the floor. We've got some terrazzo tile here, which is really cool, but it's kind of cracked up. So I don't know that leaving it there is gonna be good. And then the other half of this patch is just like ground up patch cement or mortar. I'm not sure what they did to fill it, but it's really ugly and I don't think there's terrazzo under it. So I sent some pictures to Andy and he thinks he's got a solution. So I'm curious to see whatever solution he comes up with. The last thing I wanna show you today before Andy gets here is the back room here because, well, as you can see, we've just had to kind of move everything that's still in the workshop into this space. And well, that took us like a full day. So there's a merry-go-round of moving all the tables and tools and stuff that's definitely taken a little time. Okay, that's enough for today. See you guys tomorrow when we're doing the floors. All right, so Andy just got here. He was driving in from Detroit area and man, Chicago traffic, pretty terrible right now. So we'll see what we can get done today. Hey.
What's happening, man?
How's it going, man? Nice to meet you.
Nice
Come
to
on
meet you.
in.
Awesome.
Come on in. Got some serious blades under here. Look at those. Today is Wednesday and it's in the afternoon, but we're still gonna try to knock out a little bit right now. Start doing some patches in the really nasty sections of the floor. Just try to knock that out first thing today. This thing is cool. You can lean over and grind. All right, I'm getting out of his way now. I start to see the color of it. Nice exposed aggregate there. That's gonna look really cool when we polish it up, huh?
Yeah, it's got these nice little different colors in there. The cracks will show up, but that's taken care of by the grout.
Yeah, I don't mind, that's just character. Crazy, like the difference between this and then this like self-leveling junk that I put in there. Now the grinding that Andy is doing here serves two purposes. First, he just needed to clean up the area around the chips and holes in the floor that we're gonna patch so the patch would bond properly. And second, he wanted to get a feel for what we were working with under all the muck on the floor so he could formulate a plan for polishing the rest of it. So we got some metal strips here they put down between these pieces of terrazzo. This looks so cool. I really wish that was like the whole floor. That would be pretty wild. So we have been grinding in here with an angle grinder. He's got some really nice dust collection for his angle grinder stuff. So between that, I mean, you can just look at the space in here. Not that dusty really at all, which is great. And then we got this Rockler air filtration unit running on the ceiling and anything that is getting out, it seems to be sucking it all right up. Pretty excited. I thought this was gonna be like a dust storm. So far, that is a pleasant surprise.
Polyurethane, polyurea hybrid.
This is just gonna patch up all the holes, huh?
Yeah, I mix this with a little bit of this true PC, so it has like an aggregate, helps blend it to the natural color. I add some small stone to it to help kind of camouflage.
Oh, cool. Day one, done. Got a few hours in, so that was like perfect timing. We got all the holes patched, and tomorrow we'll come back and do the heavy grinding.
Exactly.
All right, cool, awesome.
What you want to do with it is kind of start in the middle of the patch and work your way out to the edges, but keep it moving. Keep the weight off it, and then just work it.
Just let it do its own work, basically.
It's really powerful, so if it sinks, it could cause damage.
Okay, gotcha.
I think you're good. That's close enough. We'll clean up on the next cut.
Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
see when you sit, it just wants to dig to China.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
There is aggregate in
The other one looks good. You can see the stones in it.
Yeah.
So to help kind of help blend it in.
Yeah, yeah. So we're about to do the first pass, grinding the whole floor down with the big planetary grinder. The first step here is we're just gonna wet down the whole area that we're grinding. It helps preserve the life of the very expensive diamond pads that are on the planetary grinder. And of course, it's gonna help keep the dust down. Although with the dust collection here, I've been so impressed how little dust there has been.
Going quick.
That's crazy.
And once we settled into this first pass, we developed a little system with me spraying water in front of Andy while he controlled the grinder, and things just started to flow. While he's emptying out the next bag, we've both just been like marveling at how clean and consistent the color is. And like there's no chips really in the floor. There's no stains from grease or oil. Yeah, it is surprising. And the fact I'm able to just pop my mask off again, like this dust collection, insane. Yeah, just super happy. And all right, he's waiting on me now. So I'm gonna stop talking and let us get back to work. First pass is done, and it's only 10:30 in the morning, so we're doing good. I'm pretty happy how it's looking. I think it's cool, but what do you think?
Yeah, I was impressed with the what we're seeing in the slab right now. Thought it'd be an older slab, a lot softer, a lot more unconsolidated. It's very tight and a lot denser and harder than we thought it would be. Should come out nice.
And the aggregate looks nice. Almost looks like a terrazzo.
Yeah, like I said, it's dense. So I'm curious to see how this really starts to pop in the next couple cuts.
I was told that this was like a traditionally Polish neighborhood back in like the 30s and 40s, which probably when this was done. And I think you just had a lot of hardworking people who just come to America who were just like doing the job right.
Yeah,
so,
by hand. There was no power trowels or anything like
yeah,
that.
I know. It's crazy. Don't build them like they used to. Next phase here is we've ground down, we've exposed some spots where there's some more defects in the floor. So Andy's just throwing some more patching agent. And he said this stuff sets up in what, like 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Cool. So we'll let this set, hit the whole floor with a second pass, moving up 50 or 100 grit now?
50 grit.
50 grit next. Well, how high are we going total?
We were gonna go to 200 grit resin.
Okay. So while we were waiting for those patches to dry, Andy took his 9-inch angle grinder and went around the edges to get the parts that the big planetary grinder couldn't quite reach. We're about to do the second pass on the floor. We're changing out these diamond, what do you call them, diamond grinding?
Diamond segments, switching from a 30 grit to a 50 grit.
So these are just gonna dovetail into this planetary sander. By the way, while we're looking at this, there's two motions this thing's doing. So each of these 3 discs is gonna be spinning, and then the larger disc is also spinning. So that's part of what I guess is helping it eat through the concrete so fast. There we go. How long do these segments last?
It depends on, there's a lot of variables, but we usually get like 10 to 25,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It all depends on the concrete. A big thing with these two is like they come in different bonds. This is a medium bond, which is the matrix holding the diamonds in there. Medium's kind of like, it's kind of versatile on like the softness or hardness of the concrete.
Okay.
And then I switched these to a hard bond only because of the heavy machine. These 50s won't gouge. They'll just refine the 30 grit scratches that we put in without digging more ridge lines in the slab.
Gotcha.
Joke with my wife, I buy more diamonds than any one of your friends' husbands. They're just industrial grade diamonds for a grinder. Usually in warehouses where you don't have to look overhead.
The ceilings here are really low. It's kind of weird.
And as we were doing the second pass and I was just spraying water, kind of had this moment where I felt like I'm not really doing very much here. I should be doing more. But one kind of interesting thing I've realized over the last 5 years renovating this building is that oftentimes for construction, you need a team and there's going to be one main person who's doing like 90% of the work and somebody else who's doing 10% of the work. But that 10% enables the person who's got the primary role to work twice as fast. And the small role that the secondary and sometimes third person are doing really make the whole process more efficient by maximizing the efficiency of the person doing the primary job.
Doing a good job with the water.
Yeah, water boy. I'm the water boy today.
High quality tool.
So we're topping up the water, prepping for the next step, which is going to be laying down like a thin layer of grout just to fill in any imperfections in the floor, any other gaps. Hit it with 100 grit, do one more pass of that, and then I think a final pass can be made at 200 grit just to get it to like a nice satin finish. This is the grout.
Yep.
Right here.
Yeah, it's really.
So am I gonna like spray this and you're gonna come behind me, or?
No, you're just gonna keep wetting the floor. I'm gonna spray this and broom it in.
But you don't even have to wait for it to cure then.
No.
Oh wow, that's really
because
cool.
it's made to react with the densifier. I mean, it's drying behind us. By the time we get to the other end, you'll see the other end dry.
I was thinking we were gonna have to like wait for it to cure for like at least a little bit, but no.
No.
That's awesome. This grouting process kind of blew my mind. It was so simple. You just wetted the floor down and then sprayed this white liquid onto the floor before grinding. That mixes with dust and creates the grout.
Correct.
Because I was like, that doesn't look like any grout I've ever seen. And he was saying that like the alternative to this stuff for the grouting is just like a traditional where you mix it up and pour it on and spread it with a steel trowel, which obviously takes way longer. Like this has been like, 5 minutes to get this on and just brooming it in. And then we actually do the 100 grit pass with the grinder, and the process of grinding it, the dust mixed with this, and that creates the grout that goes in and does it all at once. So I don't know why you would do it the other way if this is an option. So this is getting kicked out. This is the grout. It's getting formed by the dust that the grinder is creating, mixing with stuff that was sprayed on the floor. It's almost clay-like, and yeah, pretty wild. So you can see here where the grout, which is all this gunk, has started to fill in the cracks. So this one is specially designed for grouting.
Correct. This particular tool here has a blend of 100 to 180 grit diamonds. And what it does is as it's processing the slab, it gives you different particle sizes to mix with the grouting liquid that we put on the floor to pack in all the micropores and help seal the slab off to give you that nice tight finish.
For the next pass, grinding down the grout, we switched to a hybrid copper resin 50 grit pad, which is less aggressive than those diamond discs we were using in the last pass. And for those who are counting, I actually misspoke about the order of grits we're going, since we're actually going down in grit, but to a less aggressive type of grinding. And then we'll work our way back through the grits up to 200 grit to finish. This pass is definitely going a little quicker. One thing kind of crazy on this pass that I'm noticing is that we're actually not wetting the floor at all. We're just taking it up dry. There is no dust, and I know I've said it before, but those are only on wet passes. Now we got a pretty much dry pass, and just bonkers how good that dust collection is. Like, OSHA, this is definitely okay. Now with the dry grinding, one thing Andy mentioned was that you have to be really careful dialing in the speed the grinder's moving. If you go too slow, there's too much friction and heat can build up too much, but too fast and the grind doesn't happen properly. So we thought it'd be fun to bust out the temperature gun and see how the grind actually affects the flooring temperature. Floor temperature is like 71, then like right under there, and as that moves, we should see a drop. And if you move this way, pass number 4. I think that's number 4, right? 4 or 5 today? 4? 4. Fourth pass today. It's getting dark outside, so we are probably gonna wrap it up, grab some dinner, and we will come back tomorrow.
The next melt.
Okay, I lied. We're gonna do a little pass around the edges with a smaller angle grinder, and the idea is then tomorrow we just have to do some quick and hopefully easy passes and seal, and should be done by lunch, hopefully. The next morning, and we're back to do the final grinds. Andy's just started putting down a densifier, which is gonna soak into the concrete along with whatever dust is there and just make it even harder so it'll be an even tougher surface. A preview of what these floors are gonna look like when they're getting wet here. It's gonna be such a huge improvement. So you can see a little bit, actually looking through the camera lens, it looks way more dramatic on the camera, but the sort of square pattern, in real life, it's actually kind of subtle, but I think that is from whatever tiles were there. And it looks like about 9 by 9, which means at some point, there probably was asbestos tiles in this room way back in the day. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like, feels like glass. I wish you guys could see how this feels right now, because it almost feels like glass. There's a little dust, so it doesn't look as clear, but man, and this is only 100 grit. We still got to go up to the 200 grit. I'm getting more and more excited to see how this is going to turn out once we put that final sealer on and everything should just pop and shine. So while Andy is finishing off the edging, I'm just going to show you the pads that we're using for the last 2 passes. These are 200 grit pads, and they're almost like a really hard, almost like a bird's nest, kind of, if I had to describe it. These are what's gonna give it a really, really beautiful shine and just like buff it out at 200 grit. I just wanna give everyone a little bit of info because obviously this is the guy you wanna call if you're doing any kind of polished concrete floors in Michigan, or what area are you covering?
Mostly Southeast Michigan.
Southeast
Mostly.
Michigan. This guy's awesome. It's been so much fun. Now we're gonna get on, do the last polish, and then we'll see the thing shine.
Excellent.
Last coat, and we're getting buff. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is smooth. Done. Woo! Time for the sealer, and this is gonna be pretty simple, I guess. So I'm just gonna spray this on the floor and you mop it in, and that's it.
Spray application and smooth, work it in with the microfiber.
Okay, and then don't walk on it.
And then don't walk on
All
it.
right, got that. Which corner should we start in?
We're gonna start in the front and then work our way out the door to the back.
Before we do the final reveal of the floor, I'm really curious to see how much concrete we removed from the floor. So we're gonna weigh all the bags of concrete dust that we've got. Okay, 54 pounds. I think I'll break the scale. 80.3 pounds. 29.2. 59.6. 64.6. 67.9. Oh, getting a workout. 71. 55.4. 33.5. I like lifting my legs. 69.1. 27.4. 14. Must have been the last passes. 16.2. All right, so we have a total of 642 pounds of concrete dust removed from the floor. That's pretty insane. All right, and they're the new floors. So I wasn't too sure about how this patchwork floor at the entryway was gonna work out, but now that we've got it all level and polished, I think it's really cool. It has a lot of character and it kind of shows the history of the building because you got this green terrazzo area. This used to be a vestibule that was outside of the building. You can see right here where there was a brick wall. So I just love that that tells a story. Moving over to the main floor area, I'm curious if you guys love this as much as I do. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Next up, we got videos doing the flush LED lighting in the ceiling and the epoxy floors in the back. So make sure you sub and bell to get notified when those videos go live. That's it for this time, and I'll see you guys next time.